Hey everybody. Oh, let's put the camera. There we go. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. I do apologize with all the camera flipping. Um, but I'm gonna say hi to those in the chat real quick. Hi Linda, hi Sandra, hi Shirley, hi KD, hi Mary Jane. Today we're gonna do the Chester chicken, which is gonna look like this when you're done. And yes, it's part of our quilt that we're going to put it together at the end of the year. We may go into the following year because of me not being around and have been sick since the cruise and then dealing with family stuff. I also will apologize for that. I know that normally I'm pretty good about being on time, on being with my lives, but I will be here consistent again. So we're going to do the Chester chicken. I'll show you what fabrics I picked to do my Chester chicken. So my Chester chicken is going to have this really pretty yellow with the butterflies in it, some white with the polka dots, a pink bow, because I'm making my Chester chicken a female, green fabric, and blue for the background, which is going to have the batiks. So I'm doing the big size of the Chester chicken. I've already pre-cut my fabric. I'm going to put this over the side on the other. And then here all of my pieces are already pre-cut and ready. In my description box below should be my Google Drive that I set up for you guys so that you don't have to go searching for every video. So we're going to start with the first letter. You do it in alphabetical order and then numerical order. And most of you know that I usually do my paper and pre-case beforehand. Yes, I do have the add a quarter ruler, but I prefer not to use it because I do it this way better. And make sure when you're doing colors and picking, make sure you know which ones go to which. I'm here. So I have a first piece. You go like A, B, C, and then 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to pop. I'm not going to take a whole lot, but I will cut enough to maybe get me a few pieces out of it. So I'm going to press this fabric real quick so it's not wrinkly. If I let my iron heat up first. So hey, Terry. We are working on the chicken. Mr. Chester chicken. I'm making mine female. But there you go. And I'm working on the big size because I want to have fun and have different. Because we're going to have all different sizes. And this is by the creator called Threadbare Creation. Always keep the... I'm right here, Sandra. Take it one step at a time, so Terry. Don't rush yourself. So you always make sure you do your at a quarter, so you have enough to stitch on. If the pieces are too small, I probably wouldn't use them for anything. Now we're gonna go on to yellow. Yikes. Just take it one step. I know that feeling because we used to get them a lot. Our first big one was my daughter's first grade, when she was starting her first grade class on a first day of school. Yeah, that was scary. And mom was right there and she was freaking out. And when I have no straight edge, I tend to trim it up so that I have a straight edge to work with. And I double check to make sure it's going to fit. All right, we're going to go to this one. The Chester chicken is from Threadbare's Creations. It was a free Easter block. And it should be in my Google Drive in the description box. I'm right here, Sandra. Hello, Elizabeth. All right. Now we're going to go to the next piece. Make sure you keep your 1/4 inch. And I still keep these pieces because you may find some small parts in the fabric, or in the pattern, excuse me. I didn't open a new live, Sandra. You are picking on me today, aren't you? Just refresh your browser. let's press this, and then we're going to trim it down a little bit so that I can go ahead and work with the next piece. And fold it. Then you refresh. I'm still here. Can everybody else see me? Can you give me a thumbs up if you can see me and hear me? Do anybody have questions about the paper piecing thing? Cool. I told you need to refresh your browser. Thank you all. All right, let's press this. And then we're going to trim this block down so that it is ready for the next piece when we get ready. And then whatever piece you have left over, save them for your next piece. You put your 1/4 inch line on that black line that comes with your pattern. Okay, Sandra. So there's the first piece. Gotta move the fabric so I can see where my pieces are. So let's go to the next piece. Oh, I didn't grab an extra color. Oopsie, my little brain. We gotta grab one more color. Of course, we got helicopters going over our head. Let me find some orange. Not finding any orange. Let's see. Oh, I got some orange. Okay. And here's the reason why I keep variety sizes is so that when I'm doing paper piecing, I still have those extra pieces. So let's pre-crease our fabric paper because it will help when you get ready to do the pieces. Yeah, it's one of those things that I learn as I rent always keep the extra pieces of different sizes in a tote. Even though if you're not like me who likes to put all of her fabric in size orders, I still keep the extra just in case. You never know when you come to a PP project that needs one color. And you're not feeling like you're wasting a whole lot of fabric. So what are your plans for the weekend that you're going to be doing? I know I'm going to be cleaning out my garage and mowing my yard, but also working in the studio. And maybe some late night lives. How many of you would love that? I know you guys used to love it when I pop on out of nowhere. So I'm considering if I can't sleep at night, I'm going to start doing those lives again. Hey, Selwyn, little Wayne, how are you? I'm good. I know I haven't been on TikTok over there in that world, but came home, ended up sick from the cruise. Had a lot of family stuff going on and had to take care of that first to feel much better. And now I'm trying to take care of my kids. We may even do like a Zoom thing that you guys can pop on and hang out with me and sew if you guys want to do that. We could do some of that. Although yesterday, this girl obviously couldn't remember how to make fried chicken. I accidentally smoked out the house. Oopsie. Alright. Alright. That means that I will start doing that again because I haven't done that in a while. I've been having issues sleeping at night, and my husband's like, "You need to get on time schedule." I'm like, "No, as long as I'm picking up the kid, I'm good." And doing my lives. I know it's a little bit late. We were supposed to have next. I think it's not too late, but next Saturday is our UFO Zoom. Um, hello Gladys, to actually come and hang out. If you guys are all interested in that, my email's in the bio and I'll send you a link. So you have to send me an email so I could send that link to you. Because I'm trying to protect everybody so that they're not having to deal with a bunch of people. Hello Gladys. So I hope you guys would be willing to join me on that day. It will be 2 o'clock Central Time till maybe 4 or 5 o'clock. See, I have these little pieces. I knew I needed them for this piece. I'm going to trim this piece up real quick and then we'll work on our next piece. Our next piece is where his little neck and his bow tie is. If you have questions, please more than welcome to ask. I am here for that. I'll be here full time as well as right now. I haven't been on TikTok at all since we got back from our trip, but I plan on hitting TikTok up again for a little bit. But if it does, yes, I will be back over here full time. Any other questions I can answer for any of you? I got one more piece on this one, and then we can get the last piece of the other bow tie. And then we can get to the bigger pieces. So we have left after this piece, we have the bottom of his little egg and grass, and two of his sky. And then we can do that. Hey, Patty. Yeah, I know I haven't been around, but I'm back. Sewing with Lorraine, if you advance your live schedule out, more than likely people will show up. There's a reason why I have mine out 2 weeks. There are a possibility I may be finishing it all out to the rest of the year, just to like put to be determined project, because you don't know if you don't where you're at. But I know it helps. And my goal is to finalize all the paper piecing stuff on Fridays in the next 2 weeks before my last paper piecing live goes, because I'd like to find all of that done. Well, a lot of times people like to know if you're going on that exact day. What days you're going. I like to know ahead of advance to know, okay, I know this person's going live this day. I only have my 2 weeks already set up this week, next week, and the following week. Except for the Friday that I don't know what I'm doing yet. Because if I don't set it up more than 48 hours, I'll forget about it. And I like to plan all of my schedules so I know what I'm doing that day. And you gotta do it at your own preference, Lorraine. Here's the thing. Like Gladys says, she sets it up once a week. I set it up at least a month and a half out, if I can. A lot of others set theirs out for a whole year because they know what they're doing. And if you're just a pop-up one, don't worry about setting it up until you decide to do that. Because sometimes that's easier to deal with. I do used to do like once in a while pop up in the evening. And there's a possibility I'm doing it again because I have not been able to sleep at night, and this might be the best way to get me there. Awesome. The Google Drive, so you guys can just pick it and print it. Yeah. There's another piece done. Before we do the big piece, I need to see where these need to go. I need to piece all these together before I do the big piece. Okay. Make sure I have this little handy dandy, my way of iron board that I designed myself. I always keep my little pins right there so I know where they're at. And I'll just slide it right in that batting. I'll press it at the end so then that way I don't have to deal with it. If there's other questions you have, you're more than welcome to ask. The only reason I'm going ahead and piecing these together is because the next two pieces go on each side, and you want to make sure you have these pieces ready. Excuse me. Then we're going to put this last piece together, and then we'll get the last three done. Even if we don't finish today, I will probably pop back on later to work on it, and maybe work on my little car that I'm working for my nephew. I am a very proud aunt. I know for sure my husband is a very proud uncle, because his nephew got what his uncle has, an Eagle Scout. We may work on that after this chicken when I get back from taking care of the kid. Next Friday, just a heads up, it is the Bonita Bunny. Let me see where it is. It is this little bunny we're going to do next Friday. Yes, it is. My husband is an Eagle Scout as well. He had his in 1994. To tell you, to be honest, I am 12 years younger than my husband. I was 4 years old then when he got his. But I have my nieces who are also in Eagle Scout and or in Boy Scouts to get their Eagle Scouts. So they've reached everything in Girl Scouts, and so they went into Boy Scouts to reach more words for themselves. So we need to get you up there. So here's my little chick. So now we got the last 3 pieces. So we need to do these big blue pieces. So all I have to do is cut out a big enough piece to cover the space. And then trim it down. Alright, let's take these pieces. Hey, Maureen. Now we can trim these. Hello, darling. Welcome. I did with little Chirpy. Hello, Sue Allen. Let's go sew this on. I am glad to be back. I took that vacation, came home, have been doing sick, and then I needed to take time to myself to recuperate and figure out things because I wanted to come back stronger than what I left you guys with. Here we go. I would have done the live yesterday, but then this little silly girl ended up smoking her house out and trying to make fried chicken. So it was about a bit much. But thank you, Sue. I hope everybody's okay from the earthquake. I know it was scary. I remember our first big giant one. And then my husband would work nights and tell me that there was an earthquake and I didn't even know it. I'd be asleep by that time. He'd say, did you feel the earthquake at 2 o'clock in the morning? Not even knowing it. Because he forgets his wife doesn't hear anything after she's asleep or feel it. But it takes a while to get used to knowing that there might be one coming. But just know that you can't just freak out and you just got to go, okay, let's check everything, make sure everything's okay in the house. Here's Mr. Chirpy Top Half. So I'm going to stop here. I will come back once I have my kid taken care of, and we will finish this whole little piece here. And then maybe work on the car when I get back. So thank you for joining me. I will see you after a while, and we will finish the rest of the egg part. So I will talk to you all later.